Hey everybody, Daniel Ramsey here with MyOutDesk. I am excited because today we've got a different kind of PEO. We've got Matt Lowman here from Integrity HR Management. Matt, thanks for joining.
My pleasure, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's start off. Where in the world are you?
We are just outside of San Antonio, Texas, in the hill country, little town called Boerne, but right outside of San Antonio.
I love it. And you're a PEO, is that correct?
We are, yes, sir.
All right, and what kind of services do you offer?
So, in general, as a PEO, as a PEO, we're able to pull a bunch of companies together and go get volume deals for things like health insurance, workers' comp. But we are able to come alongside them from an HR perspective, both from a transactional HR, but also from a strategic HR perspective, and walk with them through their journey as a company and everything that they have to navigate. Same thing from a safety perspective, being that they're on our workers' comp policy.
Yep.
We do 10 and 30 hour OSHA certifications, toolbox talks, forklift training, OSHA logs, MSDS sheets, the whole shebang, and it's all included, right? So we don't charge for those things because we want them to actually use them. And then of course we process the payroll, do the tax deposits and stuff, and then they have access to our benefit suite. But really kind of what I think makes us unique is we kind of come alongside them as a real strategic consultant that is going to intimately know their business, their lives, their goals, whether they're trying to exit, whether they're trying to build a business that lasts in perpetuity or becomes employee owned, and really try to help them navigate that stuff to bring that value.
I love it, Matt. We're going to talk about what you're doing right now in this COVID-19 Corona times world. And I think there's some opportunity in how you strategically are serving your clients. So let's talk through that. Like what's been the evolution of how you're kind of helping your, thousands of employees that you serve?
Yeah. So I think two things, this is my second go around in the business. So, they say hindsight's 2020, right?
Yep.
This is my hindsight 2020. This is my do-over.
Yep.
People always say if I could do it over again, this is what I would do different. And that was actually how this business was born. It was actually born out of a journaling exercise.
Nice.
That was pick a business that you've been involved in, and if you were to do it over again, what would you do different? And I actually picked. I've been in different industries, and I picked the PEO business, and I wrote a business plan. And when I was done, I was like, man, this is pretty cool. I think I want to do it, and so we're staying in Texas. We're not going to go outside of Texas. We're capping at 75 clients, which is a super small number of clients in our industry. Our clients tend to be quite a bit larger than the average PEO client.
Yep.
We have some smaller ones too, but we have a lot of much larger clients. And really the reason is because we wanted to have a relationship with them. And 75 was a number where I felt like, I can know them all. They can have my cell phone number. They're not going to call my office and get, what's your client ID number? Who are you? Kind of thing.
Right.
And I feel like our industry has kind of been hurt by its own success a little bit in terms of, when you're in 48 states and you have 4,000 clients, you just can't provide HR at that level. You can be reactionary. You can take a phone call and answer a question, but you don't know that person. You don't know how they operate, and you can't be proactive. And so I said, let's just go the other way. Let's just become very, very high touch, but still have the same technology and the same benefits and things as a larger company would. So kind of be the best of both worlds. So that was kind of our model. We changed some other things. We don't take any commissions on any line of insurance. I think that puts us on their side of the table. They like that I don't have a dog in that hunt. So just do whatever's best for you. And if it's mine, great. If it's not, no big deal. Right. And I think we recommend different things as a result, to drive down the cost and really look at what benefits are necessary to offer, as opposed to trying to get them to offer everything and to drive commissions up. So it changes. We don't have a contract. It's month-to-month agreement. If we suck, they fire us. So our whole deal is very relationship driven, and it's worked well. We've operated on a waiting list for clients to start now for the last year and a half, and we should be at our cap probably this summer. And then after that, we just batten down the hatch and love on them, and, which is kind of what we've been doing lately. There's been a lot of batten down the hatch and loving on them through this whole COVID-19 thing. So man, it's been a cool ride.
What's been your process? Serving, 75 clients and having thousands of employees, I'm sure the conversations that you're in are different than the average PEO who has a staff that handle those
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
So you're
Well,
more of a strategic advisor.
yeah, I kind of operate from a strategic advisor standpoint. We have, I can't even begin to take credit. We have a really phenomenal team of people. I mean, we've got some directors here from an HR standpoint, from a risk management standpoint, um, benefits standpoint, that are literally world class. I mean, some of these people are the best I've ever seen. And they're in there with these clients fighting right alongside. So,
Right.
in this environment, it's been, some of it's helping people manage the emotional roller coaster that they've been on,
Yep.
because that weighs on you. And as a business owner, a lot of times, we feel alone on an island,
Sure.
and so pulling them together, it was one of those things where, it was bred out of a crisis. And I thought, why didn't we do that sooner? But we created a private Facebook group for our clients and got them all connected, and they started doing business together and helping each other and providing ideas and feedback. And
Nice.
it was one of those, like, why didn't I think of that before?
Yeah.
But, but it's been a really cool thing. And then to say, okay, let's walk through whether it's, helping them get their PPP loan, or whether it's coming up with a strategy of how to use the paid sick leave or EFMLA, or reduced hours or shared work programs, and just navigating this time. But also from a business standpoint, what are other ways we can generate revenue?
Mm-hmm.
What are new revenue things that we can bring on? What are different marketing strategies in this time? One thing that I'm telling everybody is, if you've never done online marketing, Facebook ads are the cheapest they've been in 15 years, right?
Yeah.
Now, you may not get a lot of conversion, but to do brand awareness campaigns right now, you can buy that for pennies on the dollar. So,
Right.
so I think beginning to think, okay, what comes out of this? And then also, how is business going to be different on the other side of this? That we talk about is whether that's just internally. Do you let some people work remote more? Do you have different safety precautions? But also from a business standpoint, we've talked to a lot of our clients about having enough cash reserves. It's funny that you're Mr. Ramsey. I'm a big Dave Ramsey guy, right? So I'm a huge Dave Ramsey fan. So
he's a distant cousin, no family relation.
Oh yeah, well there you go. So we've been to his office in Nashville, and
Nice.
So we're debt free, and we live that way. And that was nice for us to be able to come together as a company when this all happened and say, look, we're in a really good position. We're not doing any layoffs. We're not doing any salary reductions. Don't worry about your job. Just go focus on our clients. And to be able to do that and let them go love on our clients that way, but also to share that message with our clients of, this is the position I hope you guys are in.
Yeah.
Put yourself in a position. Look, this isn't the last crisis. I keep talking about. It's not COVID-19 I'm worried about now. It's COVID-20, right?
Yeah.
We're going to get through this one.
Yeah.
But what's the next one? And do you have enough cash reserves? Do you have enough revenue streams coming into your business? Or is it so siloed in one platform or one source of revenue that you get your lights taken out,
Yeah.
And that could be a crisis. It could just be market disruption, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and then just being in a position where you don't need to take a ton of money out of your business to survive, because you don't have personal debt, you don't, and man, that takes the pressure off completely, to be able to navigate, kind of murky waters. So, even for us, and I use us as an example to our clients, we're a pretty open book, we're going to grow like crazy through this thing. And, because we're loving on people, we're helping them, we're getting more referrals and more testimonials than we ever have. And our clients are navigating it better than most businesses out on their own. I mean, times we've heard, man, I don't know what I would do in this without you guys, right? So if they can come out stronger and healthier, we essentially make a percentage of payroll, right? So they're going to
There's one of your clients right now.
Yeah, it is actually. But if we make a percentage of payroll, the only way we make more money is if their payroll gets bigger. The only way their payroll gets bigger is if the business is growing. So I have every interest aligned with helping them grow, and doing that as efficiently and effectively as possible. So that's kind of our model and what we've been doing.
I love it. I love it. What are some of the biggest challenges you're solving for your clients right now?
I think now the transition is how to come back to work. What does the new normal look like, right?
Okay.
And so, you know, is that a skeleton crew? Is that spacing? Is that distancing? Is that letting people work remote? Is that having scheduled times where everybody goes and washes their hands every 20 minutes, or
The music comes on and
right,
everybody washes their
or
hands.
everybody goes. I mean, you know, what are these things you have to think about? You know,
Right.
taking employees' temperatures when they show up to work, and if they've got a fever, sending them home, and you know, what does this look like,
Yeah.
right? And then from a business perspective, okay, what did you learn? You know, how prepared were you for this, and what do we have to do to get ready for the next one? So,
Yeah.
and that's obviously that everything we just talked about. That is a very one-on-one discussion, because the answers for every single one of our clients are different.
Yeah, I like where you're going. In fact, we put together a guide. So anybody that's listening, we have a Go Remote guide. So you can just text MOD to 31996 and you'll get 12 pages of everything that you need to consider when you are going remote. And I really like the concept of what return to work looks like.
Yeah.
And what are the key components of that in your mind?
Well, you know, we're doing a webinar on it tomorrow with all of our clients, actually.
Nice.
And you know, there's legal guidelines that we're currently still under. You know, we're in Texas, and even though we're pretty wild west here, we're still under some restrictions. And even though they're loosening in a, you know, phased approach.
Maybe your guns have to have a mask. Is that right? Is that
yeah. And you can't carry both your 6-shooters right now.
Yeah.
You know,
That's awesome.
and leave your horse at home. And you know, but so it is a little custom, but there are some basic principles to think about, like taking the temperature, cleaning things off, what to wipe down, door handles, and thinking about this, and also how your staff is spaced out. You know, not too many people in one office. Think about doing meetings a little differently than cramming everybody in a conference room. And so I think in some ways there's some of this that, you know, a lot of things are going to get back to quote unquote normal, but there's going to be some things that stay with us, and there'll be a new normal, you know?
Right. We're going to adopt the Japanese way of saying hello and just bowing.
And you know, and people are going to think differently, right? And I think we're going to look at the places we go and visit from a sanitary perspective more frequently. I think whether it's UV light machines that they use in hospitals, I'm starting to see restaurants renting those, and literally, I mean, they look like giant carpet cleaning, you know, machines, and they run them around the restaurants. It's a super bright light that, like, you know, kills everything. They use them in a lot of hospitals, right? And so I think you're going to see stuff like that become the norm, and people are going to expect it. And so I think to get in front of that and say, this is who we are and this is how we operate. You know, even you know, I've got 3 kids, and even the trampoline park that they like to go to, which quite frankly is always a little funky, you know?
Yeah. That's over.
Well, but they came out. There's one here, and there's several here, but there's one that's nicer, and they came out with, I saw on Facebook, their guidelines of what they were doing 3 times a day and I thought, man, that place is going to be cleaner than most places you go in public. I mean, they're going to the extreme, and as long as they maintain that, I think it's going to become a marketing and selling feature for people. That's not something people ever thought to market, but I think it is going to be now.
Yeah, well, I think you're spot on. In fact, the government in California, we're crazy. We're in Sacramento, California, but there's a little town called Fresno, and they put together guidelines, and they were the first in the country for employer guidelines put out by a government agency. And so they have checklists. They have, you know, what you're gonna ask the employee every single day. Or have you been in contact with anybody who has a fever or is currently, you know, got signs? We're putting a link to that in the show notes. So if you're listening, you can actually go and grab them. It's actually a cool little form, and nobody in the country had them 2 weeks ago when they came out. So it's the first of its kind to basically give employers an idea of what they need to be considering. And it was before the federal government or any state put anything out. So I thought that was pretty cool of them.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That is good. Look at California being on the forefront.
Yeah, you never know, man. You guys got your guns, we got our rules, right? Okay, Matt, we're going to wrap up. I really appreciate you coming on board. I look forward to hearing about your client, kind of what people are thinking and return to work. I think that's going to be a magical kind of experience for your clients. So I look forward to hearing about that. Where would somebody get a hold of you if they wanted to kind of check in?
Right through our site, integrityhrmanagement.com. You can get a hold of me through there. We're pretty easily accessible, me and my team. You can also go through our blog. We'll post copies of all these webinars like the one we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Recordings will be on there. That was something that through this we changed and said, let's make this available to the public just as a way of giving back. And so clients are on live and can ask questions and that kind of stuff, but as a way for letting people tune in. And so we try to put those resources out there. But yeah, you can contact us right through the site, and happy to connect and help. And it's one thing I think through all this is as just being good humans.
Yep.
Helping people through this time. There's been a lot of clients who said, hey, my buddy's not a client, but can you talk to him? And man, we've had a lot of conversations with people of just saying, man, if I can just help you navigate this time, whether you ever become a client or not, I don't care.
Right.
It's the way of giving back. It's just the right thing to do. So I think the business community has to pull together right now.
Yeah, and I would add that it's our civic duty to stay productive as a country, as a community. So I think it's great what you're doing, and I appreciate you coming today and sharing your story. Matt, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you.
Thanks, man.